Hello, fabulous friends and fans. Welcome to your Jupiter special. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. In July of 2014 and until August of 2015, Jupiter will be moving through the sign of Leo. Now, wherever Jupiter goes, so go our biggest and brightest blessings. Jupiter moves through a sign about once every year or so, and during that time brings expansion, opportunity, luck, new perspectives, new people, and just an overall feeling of faith that things really can get better. And it's largely because of that faith that things very often do. It'll be a really exciting time, a really exciting year as Jupiter moves through the sign of Leo. I have created a separate introduction video to talk about Jupiter moving through Leo for our collective experience. So please click on your screen, have a look at that as well. And how Jupiter speaks to you in your sign is coming up right now. Hello, fabulous Aquarius. Thank you for being here. I have so been waiting to talk to you about this. I've been so excited about this as I've been looking at this coming transit, this coming move of Jupiter through your opposite sign. And Jupiter moving through your opposite sign just about always brings about developments in love, brings about healing experiences where it comes to love, and brings about an experience of greater progress and greater forward momentum where it comes to love as well. Now, classically, all things being equal, of course, you want to see different things in a chart. My friend and frequent guest on my show, actually, Michael Luton, has said you want to see at least 3 indications taking place in a chart. So all else being equal, I'm just going to say that one understanding of this, one very classical understanding of this, is a time when love moves in a favorable direction. And the ancients sometimes would say that this could be a time that indicates marriage. It indicates a deeper commitment, or it indicates meeting that person that does evolve to the level of marriage. And I got to tell you, just going to put this out there, Uranus is moving through a part of the sky over the course of this decade that has to do, among other things, agreements, okay? So I'm not just looking at Jupiter now. Here we're going to the second thing. It has to do with agreements. And when I consider the fact that Jupiter is going to be in this dance with Uranus, of agreements. I mean, this to me is an indication of you, where it comes to love, making a decision very quickly that propels the relationship forward, in some cases rather dramatically, but really propels it very quickly. And given the fact that Uranus is also your modern ruler, this becomes even more emphasized, where the relationships that you track now and the developments in relationships seem to affect you on a very important level. So it isn't just that, oh yeah, this is happening and this is very nice, but an element of your identity is being shifted, and an element of you feeling a sense of greater possibility and expansion in every area of your life is emphasized right now as well. And then there's a third thing, and that is that your ancient ruler, towards the end of this cycle, your ancient ruler is going to be speaking with Jupiter as well. And so just before we have Jupiter leaving the sign of Leo in early August of 2015, Jupiter will begin a series of conversations with your ancient ruler. Now, this particular conversation is one also of growth and also of motivation, but it comes about by really asking yourself some tough questions, and questions that have to do with what commitment actually requires and what practically needs to happen so that you can move your life in that more inspired direction where it comes to love. And so this is one of those sort of reality moments where you're understanding that it isn't just about being swept off your feet, but there is an element here of you actually maybe needing to do some work and needing to practice greater acceptance and needing to practice greater honesty as well, is what would be indicated here. So I put these 3 together, and just these 3 so far, and it does suggest to me a really important time where it comes to love, where a lot of things will be changing and a lot of things will be advancing as well, and decisions will be made in some cases rather quickly, whether those decisions involve letting something go that's been there for a long time, if you feel inspired to do that, which I think some Aquarians might, understand that that really is coming from a place where it's almost like an intuitive insight, where you understand this person is not the one. And when you have that insight, it really is kind to let that go, because it does look like just as quickly someone new would come in, and you'd know that intuitively. But also what I think is a very likely scenario for most Aquarians out there is that the situation that they're in right now propels to the next level, in some cases rather quickly. And I do think that there's an element there. As I said, when I look at Jupiter speaking with Uranus, fire signs, I mean, this to me is, I think some of you out there might actually elope. I'm just going to say that. Like, we look at sometimes, there are some people who like going to Vegas on a spur of the moment, getting married. Celebrities seem to do that. However, this might be your moment to actually do something like that. And it might seem like something you never would even consider before this transit starts. But once you're in that moment, and you meet the right person, and it feels really right, and you're caught up in that energy, certainly it is possible. And this time would especially indicate that being very possible for you. But having said that, as I said, Uranus being your ruling planet, it doesn't seem like something that necessarily you take lightly. It does look like this change is representing a major shift for you, a major change in the way you understand yourself, your identity, and what really matters to you. And as I said, keep in mind, because as we get to the end of this transit, that's when the reality sets in. Maybe things start going really fast, which I think is very likely for a lot of Aquarians out there. Things might go really fast in the beginning, and then you'll get to the point where you really start to understand what's really required here and how you are actually being encouraged to grow. And that's when the full sort of karmic learning really makes itself more apparent. And that really becomes the time when a deeper love, where you really start to understand why you are with this person and what is it that draws you to this person, and to really understand the level of commitment you actually have to this, that it isn't something superficial. It isn't something just because it happened, or just because for some of you, it might happen on the spur of a moment, doesn't mean that it lacks a level of commitment or determination, or it doesn't mean that it lacks longevity. It's just that your commitment might need to be revealed as you're having so much fun in the beginning. There'll still be so much fun, of course, but I do think that all Aquarians out there are likely to notice that partnerships, pretty much of all kinds, but especially when it comes to love, are very strongly indicated. For some of you out there, this trend might also reveal itself in a business context. And so this could be a time when, if you currently are working with somebody in a business context, this is a time when that relation really solidifies and shows itself to be a very great value to you, where it ultimately is a partner that really helps propel your goals and move you in a new direction. New agreements are formed with this person as well. If you are somebody who maybe doesn't have that, or even if you do already have that, attracting somebody new to actually help you in terms of your business goals, very strongly indicated as well. Making agreements that really help to propel your career to the next level, very strongly indicated. Just people seeing something in you where they feel like they want to support that, they want to be a part of that, they want to join forces with you to move you and to move each other really to the next level of success. And so some really quick agreements might come about, quick contracts might come about that are, for some of you, like larger, more generous, more inspired than anything you thought that you were actually ready for. And so when those moments do come up, and when those supporters do come up, embrace that opportunity to really learn about yourself, and the opportunity ultimately to trust that you are able to attract the people you need as part of your journey forward in life. One thing is for sure, though, Jupiter moving through your opposite sign is a time of people. And it's a time when you meet the right people, people who really practically want to join forces with you. You add to this the element of Uranus. You really are meeting the right people at the right time, in some cases rather spontaneously. And this is all part of you moving towards a greater sense of feeling support, but also just on a very immediate level, moving towards greater love. And the more immediate type of love, of course, there's the universal type of love and wisdom that we're always moving towards. But this actually is partnership and love and learning about yourself in that context by joining forces with another person and seeing yourself more deeply and more lovingly as reflected in the eyes of another. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great year as Jupiter moves through the sign of Leo. Enjoy.